Hello, my name is Georgi Chertkov, and I'm going to make a little instructional video on how to use our new collaborative feature. So it's going to be a space that functions as both a forum, a place to exchange files, and a nice organizational structure for what we're going to be doing. Potentially, you might switch to a more premium paid version of either this website or another site, but the whole idea is we can figure out, okay, what are our pain points? Is this enough? Or if we need some additional functionality, okay, what is that functionality? So to start, the site is erconsort.freeforums.net. Super basic interactive forum site. And the way we start is by clicking register. So then you get a simple registration asking for your email. So go ahead and submit that. Because I've already used this email, I'm going to go ahead and include my previous password, but in this case, you'd have to probably make your own password if you didn't already have it. First important part is your username. So I'm going to ask everyone to do first name, last name. Because I've already used that account, I'm just going to create a new one. In this case, I'm just adding a random number. And you might have a captcha you need to solve. Could be as simple as just clicking a button. Okay, so what's going to be a little bit different from what you're seeing with my screen and your screen is that you're going to have to input a few more things, most likely just your username, your email, small questions like that. And then what's going to happen is your email is going to receive a confirmation. In my case, it's not including uh, a code. In your case, because it's going to be your first time registering, they're going to send you a code. All you need to do is copy that code, paste it into this, and then you're going to be able to continue. So the only difference is you're going to basically copy and paste the code from your email box into this interactive forum. Once you do that, congratulations, you're in the forum. Um, the way it's organized is basically we're going to have different categories for different parts of the forum. There's a general discussion. We have one for the first conference, one for the next conference, and so on. We have spaces for collaborative research, for the stock take, which we've discussed. Again, they're all little subcategories. So how does it look? When we click on the general, let's say we're interested in general discussion, we see there's a bunch of threads already active. The first thing I'm going to talk about is this red pin. The red pin is always going to correspond to the collaborative portion. And the way we've done it is a collaborative Google Drive. Usually when people have Google Drives, they end up losing access to folders. They can't follow where it is. This is going to get around all that. There's no matter which part of the form you're in, you're always going to see a red pin, and it's always going to correspond to that part of the forum's Google Drive. So in this case, we're clicking on the Google Drive, and now we see there's a link to it. So we click on the link, and we are being linked to the general discussion and miscellaneous files in the general discussion. Right now, there's nothing shared in here, but if we are, for example, to click on Biosphere 2 conference, so it's a different grouping now. We're clicking on presentations. Same kind of thing. We have a pinned post that corresponds to the Google Drive. If we click on that again, now we're in the presentations subfolder, and that has one presentation which I've uploaded previously. So when you click on a share link for a Google Drive, the way I've set it up, everyone has editor privileges. What that means is they can straight away add files, they can remove files, just be responsible with the addition or removals. So, like a simple forum, you can access different parts of the forum and be included in a conversation. So, for example, I made one for introductions. This is my real account, and I've written a little bit about myself. And then I asked Bernadette if she could register, and she did. She included a photo of herself and responded. Great. So the next thing we're going to talk about is updating your profile. When you come in here into the forum, I want you to click on profile, and then I want you to edit profile. Now you're met with this interface. The first thing you're going to do is upload a photo. So you're going to go ahead and select image and just click a photo, whatever photo you want to use. Now it's selected. You can see my avatar has changed, and I'm going to save it. We're going to do the same kind of stuff for your personal information. You can modify it how you wish. Just include your location, If you have a website you want to link to, please include that as well. And then you can add as you wish for the rest of the information. Just make sure to save the information here in the bottom. The main one for the social is going to be your LinkedIn profile. You can also include any other social media if you want. Lastly, we're going to hit a privacy. And the main one here is going to be email visibility. I'm going to ask everyone to share with everyone. The point is that everyone can, when they click on your profile, can see your email. It's going to make reaching out to people a lot easier. And now, as an example, if we go to general discussion, click introduce yourself, and I click on my other profile, you can see, okay, here's my email, here's the website. If you click on the website, it's going to link you to my interactive platform. Okay, great. This all works. We're going to go back. The next thing I want to show you is how the threads work. So let's look at, for example, one of the research collaborations. So I've set up a bunch of folders for the different topics that we've discussed. Let's say we're interested in biochar. When you click on the sub biochar, there's two subboards. There's one for general discussion and one for paper discussions. So again, when I click paper discussion, you can see there's a red pinned post that corresponds to the Google Drive for the paper. So that's where people are going to drop off their papers. So say there's a paper in there that I want to discuss. I want to create a thread. So this is going to be a discussion of West et al. 2023 paper in Google Drive. I love this paper. Great. So I created a thread with this title. I've written, I love this paper. Now someone can reply, I hate this paper. So now you see, I both love this paper and I hate this paper. Really simple to use forum interface. Again, we click on biochar. We're in the paper discussion now, and you can see that I've created now this discussion of West et al. 2023 paper in Google Drive. Great. So now I click on it, and you can see that I've both love and hate this paper. Great. One other thing that you can do when you make threads is make a poll. So I want to make a poll. Let's make a poll for the website. Add a poll. You can add a question. You can add some answers. I'm not going to go into the details here. It's really straightforward. I'm creating a poll. Please respond. So now, as you see, if I go in from this interface and I click on biochar and I click on the paper discussion subboard, you can see I've now created a poll for the website. You can see it was just made a few seconds ago. And now you see me asking you to respond, and I'm going to vote yes. So now you can see the results of the poll in real time. Really straightforward, really easy to use. The one last thing I want to mention in the context of this forum is that we have messaging. So when you click on messages and you want to write to someone directly, you can click create message. And the way this works is these are not public facing. These are like your private message box, similar to email. So testing out email, testing out, let's say, internal forum messaging. And then all you need to do is figure out who you want to send it to. So let's send it to one of my original accounts and also Bernadette. And maybe we'll just send it to one more. So basically you're making a private thread. That's what you're doing here. And you can have one or many people. And the point is that it's not going to be public facing on the forum, but in a message box. Here's the message. And then once I send it out and I click on messages, okay, my inbox is empty. Well, that's because I sent it out. But if you look at my outbox, testing out internal forum messaging, sent a few seconds ago, and you can see now I'm sending it to the admin profile, my real profile, and then Bernadette. Great. So now we have a separate thread set up. Simple as that, really straightforward forum interface. I think it's going to be really beneficial to collaborate and work together. But please, if you guys have any suggestions or concerns, Again, like in the future, we can use a fancy paid service, but I think this is actually quite powerful, especially the fact that we can have a simplified hierarchy here. I think it's going to end up serving our needs. So feel free to reach out to me on my email or through the forum, and I'll try and get back to you and answer whatever questions you might have.